Hey guys, Klungray here, and today we're going to be reviewing the VK72.01K, the first Tier 10 premium tank to hit World Tanks console, World Tanks Mercenaries. We're going to take a look at it, looking at its stats, the stats are exactly the same as on PC. So because of that, we're going to be taking a look at the PC stats. We actually want base values. There we go. And right off the bat, you see the gun is exactly the same as on the E100. Penetration, alpha, rate of fire, reload time, caliber, shell velocity, max range. It just has a few less rounds than the E100. 35 instead of 50, which means in my E100, I go 16 AP, 16 heat, and 18 HE because it's hilarious. You're going to have to think a little bit more conservatively with this. You can't take a million HE rounds. I mean, you can, but then you can't take a million of other things. So like maybe 15, 10, and 10 maybe you can do. That might be something. But the aim time's the same, dispersion's the same, on the move accuracy's the same. Elevation, you get 7 degrees less than the E100. But as you can see, everything's pretty much the same when you compare it to the gun to the E100. But then when you compare the mobility, that's where the Panzerkampfwagen is similar. The same top speed, same reverse speed, same engine power. This thing is barely heavier, so the power to weight is barely less, but not, you don't even notice it with a decimal point, so it's okay. Everything about this, the mobility on the VK and the Panzerkampfwagen are the same, and so is the armor, so is the view range, so is the hit points, which is really good. However, this tank, the Panzer, has a different gun, which is slightly more accurate, faster aim time, better on the move dispersions values, so keep that in mind. And that's about it. It's got a better hull than the E100, kind of, and a better turret than the E100, kind of. So let's go take a look at it, shall we? And we're going to switch this to 1.7 because that's the version we currently have. Yeah, other than the rate of fire. They buffed the rate of fire. We have the buff version of the rate of fire, actually. Let's see. See, there we go. This is the version we have. So let's go to the 3D model. And you're going to notice something in this 3D model, which, oh, there we go. Here it is. This is the version we have, actually. I was trying to find the right version, but this is it. We have this. This is, look at this. Look at this upper plate. 350 effective, lower plate, 270 effective. Right here is 300. Yeah. The turret you can go through right here. Even with tier 8s can go through right here. And also, right here. Tier 8s can go through this. If you face hug this, shoot it as close to the gun as you can without hitting the gun. And you can go in. And angled like this, same thing. Look how weak that is. And if it's facing you, same thing. Cupola is a weak spot, but it's very hard to hit. And if it angles like this, shoot it here. This is a bait. Higher pen can go through here, but don't shoot it in the tracks. Angled like this, same thing. You can shoot it here. Shoot it here. You know, shoot it here. Shoot it here. Don't shoot the lower plate. Don't get baited. If it's side on to you, be careful not to shoot the rounded part. Shoot it as flat as you can, and you can go in. Same thing if it's like this. Careful not to shoot the rounded part, and you can go in. It's the same thing. And if you're side scraping with this, just know that this is a weak spot. And so what you might want to do is poke out around a corner. Let's get ourselves a calculator. Not to do any math, but actually to show you that maybe when you come around a corner, come around like this. Yeah, let's get this right. Let's get this right. Come around a corner like this. There we go. So that you're showing this. Boom, just like this. You come around a corner like this, and you bait them into shooting this. Like, look how much armor this is. So, of course, you have a little bit of weak spot right here. If they roll high enough, or if they're shooting premium, they can go through here. But yeah, come around corners like this if they know to shoot you in your weak spot. And you also have your ammo racks here, so be careful of that. And so we're going to switch over now to this, just so you can see all that. We've got the ammo rack all around the ring. So watch yourself there. The ammo rack is all around the ring. And you also notice heat goes at 606 meters a second on the left. It's actually slower than the AP and HE, so keep that in mind. And the engine, of course, is in the front, but very hard to penetrate and damage through the front because it has to go through a lot. But however, in the side, you'll get hit constantly in the engine and the fuel tanks. And the crew, those two in the front are going to be very well protected as long as they don't get hit in the side. And same with the turret. None of them are directly behind the weak spots. Well, I guess they kind of are, but, you know, once again, the side will get your crew killed. The front will not. But anyway, that's enough looking at the stats. Let's jump into some gameplay now, shall we? Thankfully, we were given the opportunity to play this vehicle by Onside Warrior 32. Thanks for letting us use your account to play your vehicle. And this is my first game, and I just didn't care. Like, I thought about thinking at first, and then I changed my mind. I'm like, you know what? Let's use the tank. Let's see how well the armor works. We poke up and over. And both guys bounce off of us, and we put a shell in. Now, onside warrior, he's got repairs up to 77% and track mechanic fully repaired. So our repair speed is actually pretty fast. So that was not too shabby at all. Now we're going to put a shell, hopefully, into this T110E5. And I'm really just trying to figure out what this tank can and can't do. That's a heat shell, by the way, that he bounced off of us, which is really nice. E100 would not be able to bounce that very well. And so what we're going to try to figure out today is this tank worth it? And my honest opinion right off the bat, while we finish this guy off and charge him and try to find a shot on him, which kind of proves difficult, is, no. No, I don't think this tank is worth it at all. I could not... If for some reason you take the hull of the Panzerkampfwagen 7 and you attach it to the gun of the E100 and you think, oh boy, best of both worlds, this is going to be great. But I just could not get the gun to work. The gun just did not want to work for me in this tank. And the armor, some games it worked, other games it didn't. You're going to see these first two games, the armor really working. But then I have a couple games which unfortunately I didn't get recorded, where my armor just didn't mean anything. And that's just the way the tank worked. It's not like the E100 where you can angle your hull, angle your turret, and get people to bounce off of you. This tank doesn't require skill to angle. You have a choice when you play it. You either angle so that they can pen you in your fighting compartment, or you don't, so that their premium rounds can pen you in your lower plate. And then the turret is the same thing. You just point it at the enemy, and you hope they don't hit you in your weak spots on the turret. And so the tank doesn't really require skill to get shells to bounce off of you. And I've decided to shoot the Chieftain instead, because I figured my team could handle the FE2 and 5B, so we put a shell in the Chieftain instead, and we roll really high. But they don't seem to want to shoot him. But once again, I really don't care. I want them to shoot me, because I'm trying to get a feel for this armor. But unfortunately, our team is capping. Can we get another shell off this game, or are we going to die? A3 is looking at us. Let's finish off this FE2 and 5B then. Boom, dead, and we will re-angle to the other side. And look how much damage we blocked. This was 4,900 damage dealt, which is actually pretty good, because I don't think I was able to do this again until later in the day. And almost 5,000 damage blocked. That was a really casual steel wall. A really fast steel wall, too. Look at that, already done. And we net ourselves a little bit of money. 39. Oh, that was all I captured. Now, apparently, that was all I captured. But that was a steel wall. Like I said, I was rapid firing these, and I must have only captured up to that point. I apologize, because that's the whole capture. So that's too bad. But anyway, did you guys just see that machine get one shot? I wanted to show that. I like watching machines get one shot. He just got one shot by artillery, and I thought it was pretty funny. So there's that. But that was a steel wall the last game, of course it was. And we're just, once again, I just want to use my armor and see what happens. Oh, 4005. This is the gun trolling me. We bounce his shell, and our return shell flies way to the right, and we unfortunately do not do any damage to him whatsoever. We get tracked, and guys, repairs, for those of you who don't know, repairs is actually better than track mechanic. Track mechanic only speeds up your repairs on your tracks by 20%. Hello there. Boom, we track him and set him on fire. Not too shabby. It only speeds you up by 20%. I think the repair skill is 50%. And it does it to everything. It does your optics, your engine, your gun, your turret ring. It helps with all of that. So get repairs before you get track mechanic. My suggestion to you. If we had repairs there, I don't think we would have lost as much health as we did. But can we get one more shot off before we die? Once again, I just wanted to see how the armor worked. We blocked 3,600 damage. We may have lost a lot, but we blocked 3,600 damage. And we put another shell into the IS-4, 910 damage roll. And now we've got to head back to base. Not really, not yet. But later we finally head back to base. We load up an HE shell to try to reset, but someone else reset, so it doesn't really matter. Fire the shell, 442 damage, splash on the top of the FE2 and 5B. And once again, we get an ace tanker, and our controller disconnects. But it's a first class. And yet another steel wall. This next game, this is one of those games where, once again, my gun doesn't want to work. Flies to gosh knows where. The egg pins bounces off of us. But watch this. We're going to shoot. Once again, this time we're going to aim this one a little bit better. Hello there. And bounce. We bounce off his lower plate, flush. But the next shot we do in fact go in. And this is one of those games where it just doesn't matter what you do. Look, it's 8-0. And now it's 2-11. And I've only shot 3 times. The game has just begun for me. It's like, are you kidding? This is one of those games where you don't have a say in how the game goes. We're fighting a couple of their tanks, but it just doesn't matter. Put a shell into the Eggheads, who apparently had himself flipped. And I will show the rest of this game, just so you can see the armor working and not working. Here we have a a Conqueror who tracks us, doesn't damage us. Then Jagdpanzer bounces off of us, just missing our fighting compartment. But now we're going to back up so that we still have a nice unangled shot in the lower plate, and we finish him off. And now we're going to angle inward, try to get a shell to bounce off of us. Come on, bounce, bounce, bounce. He bounces off of us, and the waffle, will he pen us? We've blocked 3,300 so far. No, he bounces off of us as well. We're up to 3,800. This guy's shooting premium rounds, so I've prioritized him. I put a shell into him, but it's too late now. Now we've got tanks in front of us, tanks behind us. But once again, our armor works from the front. And once again, the premium rounds from the Conqueror bounce off, but the other Conqueror bounces off. Sorry, the premium rounds pen us, and we get armor wrecked, and that's it. You remember where the turret ring is? And where your armor rack is? It's in the turret ring. We block 5,200 damage, but it's just not enough. Our team, well, they really didn't do anything that game. And this next game is just my gun trolling. That one obviously was never going to hit. There's a miss. Ready? We're going to aim this nice and slowly. There's a bounce. Fully aimed at the side. And we have this. Come on. Is the gun going to hit this time? There we go. The shell flies true, and we actually damaged this time. Hello. Boom. We put a shell into him. Not too shabby. And I'm going to show this engagement as they bounce off of us harmlessly, because the armor does seem to work in this thing sometimes. And they both bounce off. Not too shabby. Now we're going to aim up a shot on the Death Star. Aim for his engine deck. Boom. It flies true. We penetrate and damage. Next we have this guy. And the slow shell velocity means we do not get the kill. Remember, our shell velocity is like 700 meters per second. And then the gun just says no. Shell goes low, we miss. Next shot, it does fly straight and we hit. Not too shabby. And this next one, whew, this one really made me upset. Underbelly, clean, flush, underbelly, shell goes low. Next shell goes a little bit high. That was a tough shot anyway. Next shell, aiming it up, nice, easy side shot. Bounces off. And then I decide, you know what, maybe we're doing it wrong. Let's just fire on the move. Yes, that's what we need to do. Nope, that is not what you need to do. Do not fire on the move. We missed that shot as well. Oh boy. We do 3,000 damage nonetheless, though. And, let's see. 12 shots fired and 4 penetrations. Not too bad. But the game before that one, we did ace the tank. And I wanted to get a better ace than this. This one wasn't the greatest ace, but then I just, after that game on Prokhorovka, I had bad game after bad game after bad game. And so, what is my conclusion on this tank before we get into this ace? I don't think it's worth it. No, it's not worth it. You can just go play a Panzerkampfwagen 7, and you have the same exact hull, the same mobility, more accurate gun, more penetrating, more well-penetrating gun, a gun that hits well on the move. And then, if you want this gun, you can just go play an E100, a tank that has smart armor. Armor you can use if you know how to use it, if you know how to angle, you know how to side scrape. So this tank for me just isn't worth it, and I do not recommend it. So, yeah, I say no. You're like, all right, does it have the clone guy thumb up? No, you'll still have good games with this, but if you guys watched my stream earlier today, you saw we were fighting these, and we were feasting on them. They're not very good. Like I said, they're just, you just take the gun of an E100, you put it on the Panzerkampfwagen chassis, and boom, there you go, there's your tank. It really isn't special. Not really in my mind, not really. I'm still waiting for the M60, the Object 260, look at M60, Object 260, and the Object 907. Those are the tanks I'm waiting for, realistically. But otherwise, this tank, to my mind, the gun just doesn't seem to work. I don't know why. If I was in an E100 on Prokhorovka, I probably would have died. But also, I think I would have done more damage. I don't know why. The gun just feels like it should hit. Maybe it's because I'm playing on a different account, and he doesn't have the same crew skills as me. But Snapshot and Smooth Ride, I was letting my shells aim all the way in. He does have brothers in arms, so his tank is as accurate as mine. It's just, I don't know why. It just did not work. It just was not working for me. Even this game, you're going to see the gun trolling. But we're still going to have a pretty decent game, regardless of the gun trolling us a couple of times and our armor just not working. We get hit and this artillery just nukes all of our health. Not all of our health, but almost 1,000 damage he does to us. Now we're down to 1,100 health left. Put a shell into that guy. 692 side shot. That shot, if you notice, went really low. It tried so hard to hit the ridge and do no damage. That was really close. And now I'm sitting here. You should have heard me. I'm just like, oh my gosh. If you shoot up into a Teton's drive wheel, you also hit his ammo rack. So I'm salivating right now. I'm like, come on, come on, come on. Boom! Ammo rack. We one-shot him. No problem. He goes down. 150mm cannon is more than capable. of doing damage like that. Now we have an AFK pattern, or we have the side of a non-AFK Super Conk, and I'm thinking, Super Conk, let's go for him. Come on, buddy, old pal. Boom, we fire it off. 695, not too bad at all. And we pull back, and now artillery is aiming at us, so I've decided, maybe I should pull away from here. No, he's not aiming at us yet. First I'm going to aim for the engine/fuel tanks of this pattern and hope for a fire. Just free damage, just don't mind if I do. Once again, this is another reason why I didn't really count this as an ace, because we kind of got fed. We really did get fed. Our team is just... And you notice we YOLO'd up the middle. Once again, I just wanted to see if the armor worked, and the armor worked pretty well. Super Conk finds a shell into us, but are we going to be able to put a shell into... Oh, hello. Can we put a shell into you? No. Okay, we're going to put a shell into him and then move on. Boom, there we go. Artillery somehow is still alive. We have this 705A to our left, and we have this E75 who is stuck. And because he's stuck, I know that I can penetrate him in the roof. And look how close he is. This will be easy. Just got to aim up a shot at his roof. Just like this. Please don't ask me where that went. I don't know where that went. It just didn't. It disappeared into the mists of time. It's just gone. It'll come back out later and probably hit him in like another game. He'll just spawn and boom, he'll get hit in the turret roof. But other than that, I don't know where that went. It just didn't. But that's it. That's the ace tanker. We make 50,000 credits, 1,300 assists, 1,600 blocked, 5,000 damage. Not too shabby. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, slap that like button, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more reviews of these tier 10 premium tanks, because I'm going to be doing reviews on the Object 260, the M60, the Object 907, all those tanks that may be coming to console. I will be reviewing all of them. And if they keep the same stats as on PC, that's going to be amazing, because this tank did. It's actually the buffed version from PC, where it's got the better lower plate. It just doesn't have the buffed heat pen, which is fine. You don't need 350 pen. But that's it. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Take care, everyone, and peace out.